We are in an epidemic of loneliness. Across age groups, people are spending less time with each other in person than 2 decades ago. Young adults between 15 and 24 had 70% less social interactions with their friends. As our relationship with the internet has grown, taking things to the next level, our relationships with offline people are dwindling. Among the 6 things that this report offers in order to restore those friendships and relationships, number 6 is cultivating a culture of connection. Hey, what's up? I'm the internet, and I have a solution for you. Check this out. Parasocial relationships. Find a content creator online and follow them relentlessly, grasping for their attention while it gives you the illusion of a real relationship, when in reality, you've been in your room for 5 days straight peeing in a McDonald's cup. Problem solved. But it's not even just with friendships, even romantic relationships. Hey, what's up? I'm AI. I'm big and scary right now, but I got a better solution for you. Have you considered AI girlfriend? Come on, my guy, they're not gonna nag at you or disagree with your superior opinions or live in reality. Or live. This is the scary world we live in these days, but what else am I supposed to do? Go off the grid and live like a hermit? I don't want to do that. I can watch anime, game, and listen to podcasts at the same time. We live in the modern age, baby. While parasocial relationships and the isolated environments of the internet are getting in the way of making relationships and community in person, it also isn't going away anytime soon. In fact, it seems like this phenomenon is only going to grow. So instead of being afraid of this cultural moment, I think the question is, how do we live in it well? Can parasocial relationships be good? And if so, how? I was trying to think of an example of a parasocial relationship that I can engage in while being helpful for making connections with other people. And that's when I came across Ludwig's Parasocial Club.
If you don't know, I have just released the Parasocial Club.
If you're not familiar, this is Ludwig Ågren, one of the biggest variety streamers to come from Twitch, but recently has been streaming with YouTube. In 2021, he was the most subbed Twitch streamer because of his infamous subathon. Considering how many followers and people who have parasocial relationships with this guy, he put out a really insightful video calling out the dangers of parasocial relationships, a video called I Am Not Your Friend, where he states the simple truth that he can't be your friend.
Listen loud and clear. None of your content creators, your favorite ones, including me, are your friends.
And just because he streams for you regularly and that there are these interactive elements in the streams, it may seem like you got a relationship with him, but you don't. With somebody who regularly has tens of thousands of people in his chat, it's just not possible. And it seems to be a dangerous trap that people can easily fall into, believing that your relationship with this streamer is anything more than you just watching somebody entertain you in an interactive way. Then Ludwig announced the Parasocial Club.
So basically, it's like a book club, an anime club, and a movie club all rolled into one.
A cheeky play on his previous statement about parasocial relationships. However, I think there is something unique about this club that could be interesting to explore. Here's the plan. 1, join the club. Tune into every parasocial stream. Find out if this is a good way to meet other people or just stay obsessed with Ludwig. 2, make a friend. Make some sort of connection with someone, something that can blossom in the future. Then 3, I review the Parasocial Club and find out if it is a good answer to the loneliness epidemic. So I tore out the wallet, paid the $6.99, and I waited for the streams. Waited for Ludwig. Waited for friendship. So why do I think that this is something that can help me explore parasocial relationships in a unique way? This sort of thing isn't really new or unique. There are definitely plenty of other content creators who have done things similar, but I think the important component here is that by nature, this club is designed to be something that everybody comes together to experience rather than everybody just staring at Ludwig for 5 hours straight. I know he's the one hosting the thing, but that's just it. He's hosting it. He's hosting a community, a space, an environment where people can potentially come together and make connections with others about the same books we're reading or anime we're watching. So maybe this could be an example of a parasocial relationship being used for the good of mankind. An environment where people show up for Ludwig but then turn to their side and go, oh my gosh, you like that book too? I like these books as well. We should read books together and be friends until we die. After the announcement, Ludwig posts a graph outlining the planned streams for the club. We got a YouTube channel workshop where he picks 3 submitted channels and workshops them. Next stream is a movie watch-along where we're supposed to watch Godzilla -1. Then we're going full weeb mode and watching Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1. Then lastly, we're wrapping it up with a book club where we're reading A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. First stream on the list was the YouTube workshop. You better believe I submitted my channel for a review, but it didn't get in. Here's what happened.
The first one that we need to do today, what we are doing today, is the channel reviews. And the first channel we're going to be taking a look at is from a guy named Chris46.
Ludwig picked 3 submitted channels, each one with a varying degree of followings. One that had like a couple hundred subscribers, another one that had a few thousand, and another one that had like tens of thousands. He watched a video by each creator as an example of their best work, and then he made some pointers on what he thought could have worked and what didn't. He also addressed questions that these creators put when they submitted their channel, and they had some good questions. This guy was wondering about how to create different content when you're pinned into a certain niche. For someone starting a YouTube channel, this was a really cool stream. It was full of a lot of insight and helpful questions. I learned quite a bit, actually. It was fun. Fingers crossed that my channel makes it into the next review.
Okay.
Stream 2 was
Hello.
supposed to be a movie watch-along, but it took a little while for Ludwig to realize that this was virtually impossible without the internet police coming and smacking him down, annihilating him from the internet completely. So this stream was starting to get pushed and pushed.
Off rip, I need to apologize because I have not yet figured out the solution to an issue that we have run into.
And then I had the big realization. I was starting to get frustrated from hearing Ludwig constantly say that, oh yeah, we'll do the movie stream tomorrow. And then tomorrow would come and no word. This was the equivalent of that friend who you say you're gonna get coffee with at 10:30 in the morning, and you're waiting and waiting, and they don't really show up until 10:45, 3 days later. And then you had to like camp out and sleep under the coffee tables for like 3 days. It's ridiculous.
I'm instead gonna do an extra stream probably sometime in the next 4 days.
It was around this point that I wanted to dip my little toesies in the friendship game, you feel? Maybe I could ask somebody what was going on with the movie stream and strike up a conversation. All right, so how are we gonna connect with people online? What platform are we using to discuss? The answer is Discord. Listen, I don't really chat with people on Discord, and jumping into some random thread with a bunch of randos sounds like straight up booty hole. But this is it. This is the way we're making friends in 2024. It's this or nothing. I don't use this platform at all. I barely know how it works. I felt like a senior citizen rolling up in here with my walker. I know for some people that IMing atmosphere, you know, is helpful for like social anxiety and stuff. For me, I'm just bad at it, man. I'm bad enough at striking up a conversation in real life, and you're telling me I gotta do that on the online space where I can't, you know, read people's emotions and make faces at them, you know? Most of the time, I'm a lurker. Okay, I'll admit it. All right, I'm the creepy guy. So I don't really know how to just like materialize some sort of organic conversation over a platform like this. Okay, what should I say? I don't know. Maybe just start with something casual, you know, like ask a question or something. Yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, does anyone know if Lud did the movie stream already? Nice. Wait, what? We missed it? I panicked. How could I miss one of the 4 important streams of the club? I had notifications on. I'm a terrible stream watcher. I am a terrible friend. A potential friend, but just to double check, I asked the same question in a different thread. Then it hit me. I've been duped. I got. I've been Smeckledorbed. All the deep-rooted trauma of being scammed in RuneScape just flooded back to me. Maybe this is why I'm scared of chats.
And then somebody in chat offhand, this is not their fault, but they were just like, they had an idea, which was like, hey, what if we just watch the movie together? And I was like, dude, great idea. Let's do it. Turns out, no way to legally do this.
He finally realized that there was virtually no way of doing the movie watch-along, so then he decided to do an impromptu Q&A stream. Real intimate, just with us parasocial kids. Everyone was asking him all kinds of wacky questions, and surprisingly, he actually answered one of my questions. I asked something like, how do I know when to quit my job so I can do YouTube full-time? And this was his response.
When should I quit my job to do YouTube full-time? When you feel comfortable. When I would say when you've had some success on YouTube and then you comfortably can live for at least, I mean, if you're playing it safe, a year off of savings in the revenue expectation. Basically, think of it like a business. The way a business operates, most businesses, when they start, are losing money. But what they do is they build up enough money, or they pull from savings funds, or they don't pay themselves out, where they have a runway of how long they get to keep doing the thing until they start, or, you know, until they're able to make money. And runway length can vary. I gave myself, I wanted $10,000 in my bank account, which was like 6 months of runway.
He did it. He noticed me. He answered my question. He saw my chat response. Some of these suckers have been in chat for years, and Ludwig has never responded to them. Pretty cool stream. 8 out of 10. Yeah, after that traumatic Discord experience, it was time to Shonen Jump into the JJK stream.
Today we're talking about anime, specifically this show.
Let's freaking go, dude. This anime is sick! I usually read far more manga than I watch anime, and this anime was so refreshing. The intros and outros for the first half were absolute bangers, way better than the second half for sure. The opening's all... The outro's all... Okay, is anybody talking about the fact that this anime is basically just modern Naruto? Look at this, come on, this is no secret. But hey, this ain't an issue for me, okay? I am here for it. The fight between main guy Todo and Plant Thing was peak combat. Business guy is one of the best. Gojo Sensei is super hot. Megumi's a little mid, but Maki off the freaking chain. We got freaking baseball. Okay. All right, sorry about that. Definitely gonna start reading the manga now. Anyway, sorry, no more. Lud gives us a wonderful PowerPoint about his thoughts of JJK. It was a super chill time, but this was the point where I started to notice that this club was a lot more of an intimate format. The YouTube membership streams don't really tell you how many people are tuning in, but it was very clear that there were a lot less people here, which is a good thing. I was actually able to read some of these chats and notice some of these people's responses. And honestly, even though we were here for Ludwig, I wanted to talk to these people. In fact, before the stream started, I was in like this little chat lobby waiting for the stream to start, and it was actually kind of a cool experience. It seemed like there was a lot of dope people here. These were the people I was trying to make connections with. So I started up a message and tried to chit chat with them, but that was actually the exact moment that the stream started, so... you know, whatever. This is what makes me think that there just needs to be a dedicated chat for Parasocial Club members. I know the idea of like a more exclusive chat is kind of obnoxious, but it gives the people who are really interested in participating in a community a good chance to make connections than if we were just lumped in the ocean of casual viewers in the normal Discord. After the stream, I literally tried to call to some of these people in the anime thread of the Discord. I just kept it real casual. You know, I said, hey, did anybody catch the JJK stream last night? This person responded, no. What the freak are you even contributing to at the point? Then this guy chimes in and says, I'd win. What is going on? I tried to see if this person was like responding to something above that happened, but it did not appear to be so. This is why we need our own dedicated chat. For the book stream, we're reading A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Don't panic. Never read it before, and it is a delightful book. It's freaking hilarious. It goes off on so many joke tangents. It's like there's one branch of a joke tangent, and then another branch is off of that, and then it just keeps going into oblivion. It's insane. Also, the intergalactic setting mixed with the really goofy, witty tone kind of reminded me of Guardians of the Galaxy. It really made me wonder if this was used for the inspiration of those movies. Anyway, so after some of the reading, I thought I'd jump back into the Discord and make some connections with somebody. Hey, it's okay, man. Just, you know, get back up on that AI horse and, you know, try again. Ask him about something you like. You know, you love Powell's Bookstore. Ask him about that. Pretty great. One of the few things great about Portland and Stumptown and strip clubs. Hey, well, that's a start. So while we were making marginal progress in the Discord, I waited for the book club stream. And I waited until the next day, and 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 the next day, until March 11th, the day that I am shooting this video. A full week and a half into the next Parasocial Club cycle, and we still haven't done the book club yet. We even picked out all this stuff for this month and still haven't gone over Hitchhikers yet. Anyway, this guy, man, this guy. You know what I learned is that Ludwig is the kind of parasocial friend where you agree, you're like, hey, let's read a book together. Sure, sounds good. You're reading along, you're excited to chat about it. You look over to see what he's doing, and he's kind of goofing off, drinking beers and playing Mario Kart. And you're like, maybe he just forgot to read that day. And then you find out that he started reading a whole different book entirely. Well, things were getting weird. Wasn't having any particular luck with Discord. Streams were starting to feel a little inconsistent. He was kind of busy with other projects, but I was in full pouting mode, trying not to tune into his streams, see if he noticed, that guy that he responded to a while ago just isn't showing up now. And then something really interesting happened outside of this whole experience, out in the real world. This is a real world story, folks. I went to a concert to see a band called Squid, and because they're a weird band, nobody else came with me. I went to the concert alone. While I was waiting for the show to start, I was literally on just Discord, just trying to talk to people. It was a wasted effort. And then something happened. I put down my phone, I looked up, and I saw that there was this guy wearing a JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown hoodie. They made my favorite rap album last year. So I said to him, I was like, hey, cool hoodie. Did you see them live? And then another guy our age right next to us chimes in and he's like, oh my gosh, I wish I could have seen them too. And then all of a sudden, we three are we're gabbing. We're talking about, oh, have you seen that band? Oh my gosh, I saw that song. It was so great. Blah, 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 blah. We were just a bunch of chatty Cathys. The show starting, it was actually an interruption to our conversations. It was a great time. We saw the show. We, stood next to each other. Every time there was a sick moment, we would look to each other and be like. Then once the show's over, one of the guys grabs both of our numbers and puts us in a little group chat. And since we were all into the same music, we're gonna let each other know when we go to concerts like that. We started chatting a bunch and sharing our favorite kinds of music. And that is the kind of thing I would love to see happen in the Parasocial Club. I know the story is sounding like a, hang up and hang out kind of story, which, I mean, it is. I think we should prioritize in-person relationships if we can, but my main point I was trying to get across is that in this loneliness epidemic, I think one of the best things that we could get from a parasocial relationship like this is an environment where we can easily make connections with each other. So if we love watching Ludwig and the kind of audience that he attracts, we can join this club and potentially meet more people that have the same interests. So here's my review of the first month of the Parasocial Club. It's not perfect. It's certainly not on time, but I think it's a good model, a good start to a community that can springboard off of, just a parasocial relationship with Ludwig, and then eventually kind of make relationships with the people alongside you. While I didn't have any luck making any meaningful connections with people, I know that definitely happens for people if you give it more time. With this experiment, I was really just trying to see what it would be like to start from scratch. And it was tough. What the Parasocial Club needs is a dedicated chat for everybody in the club. And from a recent stream, it sounds like Ludwig is actually going to implement that. A new chat space with the dedicated streams and a good book, anime to watch, definitely makes me want to stick around for this club. If Ludwig can meet his coffee date on time, it sounds like this club has got a lot of potential. A lot of potential for at least a better sort of parasocial experience. One that hopefully doesn't continue to make you more isolated and more alone. Obviously though, a lot of that amounts to how willing you are to, put yourself out there and make new friends. I'll say this right now because I don't think a lot of people do. I need some friends right now. I moved recently, and while I'm close to family, which is a great thing, I don't have a ton of friends beyond my family. And that's a big goal of mine. Part of the reason why I wanted to explore this whole thing to begin with. And I don't think it's embarrassing to admit that. I hope that me sharing this makes it a little bit less taboo. Because a lot of people are affected by this loneliness epidemic, and I think we can afford to share when, we're just looking for a friend. One last thing I wanted to say about parasocial relationships is that I don't think that they're bad. Necessarily. One of my most favorite memories in high school was watching PewDiePie post every day and just seeing what he's up to. And I still watch him now. It's been so cool over the years to just see him grow and mature and start a family with Marzia. Following them definitely holds a special place in my heart, but at the end of the day, I gotta recognize that I don't have a relationship with him. Even though it feels like I know so much about him and his life, the reality is I don't, and he definitely does not know who the freak I am. And that's not a bad thing within itself, but I think it could just be a little dangerous because it gives you the illusion that you have a relationship when in reality you kind of don't. So if there is something relationally beneficial we can get from following content creators closely, it's the friends we make along the way. Yeah, I know. At the end of the day, Ludwig may not even have any of these thoughts or issues on his radar at all, which is totally fine. Dude's just doing his thing. He's making his content. But I really do appreciate what he is trying to do with this club, in that by its nature, it's something that encourages community as opposed to just following him and what he does. It's both and. As he gets some of these kinks worked out, I think this could be a really cool place for people to make connections. And we certainly need that in the online age. Hey, thank you so much for checking out this video. I'm trying to do more videos where I explore a subculture on the internet or just culture in general. So if that interests you, consider subscribing. Genuine question time. Who is your favorite creator that you have a parasocial relationship with? Don't be shy, say it loud and proud. Mine is PewDiePie, okay? Now what's yours? If your answer happens to be me, first of all, no, it's not. Second of all, plus 15 mollusk points. That's a lot of points. Okay, bye-bye now.